I'm Rhashell Hunter, and I'm the Director of Racial, Ethnic, and Women's Ministries and Presbyterian Women for the General Assembly Mission Council of the Presbyterian Church USA. I'm really excited about the We Are Presbyterians project and grateful to Bruce Rhashell and others who allowed us this opportunity to talk among each other in a virtual way. And I'm very excited to see the videos and to hear the discussion. Though I work in the national church offices, I am most thankful for the congregations. It was in congregations that I was nurtured, just as many of you have been. I've seen a lot of vibrancy in the immigrant congregations, in African, in Korean, and multicultural congregations. I'm blessed to have the opportunity to work with these congregations in the work that we do in racial, ethnic, and women's ministries and Presbyterian women. I believe that congregations are the life of the church, and I'm excited to do whatever I need to do in order to keep the focus on the local church, worship, mission, ministry, and the wonderful kinds of relationships that are built on the local context. One of the things that I'm most disappointed in the Presbyterian Church, quite frankly, is us. We complain more than we praise, and we think of ourselves more than we think of others. What would it look like if in the Presbyterian Church USA we entered into a season of appreciation and praise? What if we appreciate one another, and what if we praised one another? What would it be like in the Presbyterian Church USA if each day every member woke up and said, "What can I do for others?" Or, "What gift will I give to others in the church this day?" I believe that we would see a lot of random acts of senseless kindness, and that we might recapture, redefine, set a vision for the future of what the mission and ministry of the church will be. What would the denomination look like, or what will the denomination look like in the next 5 years? It might possibly be a slimmer denomination. It might be more focused on future mission and ministry. It very well may be that we may determine what our core mission and ministry is. It seems to me that we are not going to be able to do this without asking God to direct us and lead us. And so it seems that it would make sense if we gathered into groups, prayer groups, discussion groups around the church, and if we asked this very question. If we engaged in a season of brainstorming and heartstorming so that we can determine together, with God's help, what it is that God would want for this church and what God wants from each of us. The ministry that I would hope that you would pray for is not a particular ministry, quite frankly. What I would like for us to pray for are folks who are engaged in any kind of ministry related to poverty. I don't think that we spend much time in the church dealing with issues of poverty and with people who are barely surviving, not only around the world, but sometimes 5 steps away from where we live. I would think that it would be a good idea if we would keep in mind ministries that address poverty, hunger, and homelessness. I also am very grateful for our ministries that work with disaster relief and help those who are suffering from disasters. As the Director of Racial, Ethnic, and Women's Ministries and Presbyterian Women, you know that I really do ask that you pray for our ministries. I think we do great work in the area of racial, ethnic, and cross-cultural ministries. I also think that we have a strong desire to provide opportunities for women, and our women's leadership development area and racial and gender justice areas are working very strongly on those initiatives. And Presbyterian Women is a blessing to this church because of the mission and ministry that they do on the national and international scene in the Presbyterian Church USA. We are Presbyterians who are the complexity and the diversity of the church. We are Presbyterians who believe that God is not done with us yet.